Broad is the way that leads to destruction, but narrow is the gate that leads to life.
Leave behind all you have ever known and walk into the light of destiny.
I am finally coming home.
Have people been quietly disappearing from your life? Friends who suddenly stopped calling? Relationships that unexpectedly fell apart? Opportunities that vanished without explanation? It feels like loss. It feels unfair. But what if heaven sees something you cannot? What if God isn't taking people away to punish you? What if He's removing what cannot go where He's taking you? Before many of God's greatest blessings in the Bible, there was always a separation first. And if that's happening to you today, this message may completely change how you see your season. God often separates before He elevates. One of the hardest truths to accept is this: not everyone who starts the journey with you is meant to finish it with you. We often pray for bigger blessings, while secretly asking God to let everything around us stay the same. But growth rarely works that way. God doesn't only prepare the blessing, He prepares the environment where the blessing can survive. Sometimes that means changing places. Sometimes it means changing habits. And sometimes it means changing the people walking beside you. Separation isn't always rejection. Sometimes it's divine protection. What feels like subtraction today may actually be preparation for multiplication tomorrow. Abraham had to leave before receiving the promise. When God called Abraham, He didn't simply promise a new future. He first told Abraham to leave his country, his relatives, and his father's household. Leaving wasn't a punishment. It was part of the promise. Later, Abraham and Lot became so wealthy that the land could no longer support both families. They had to separate. To human eyes, it looked like a painful division. But after Lot departed, God reaffirmed His covenant with Abraham. The promise became even clearer. Sometimes the people you lose are not obstacles because they are bad. They simply cannot accompany the calling God has prepared for you. Even Jesus experienced separation. Jesus understood rejection more deeply than anyone. Many people followed Him when miracles were happening, but when His teaching became difficult, many walked away. One disciple betrayed Him, another denied Him. Most fled during His darkest hour. Imagine how lonely that must have felt. Yet none of it surprised the Father. The cross came before the resurrection. The loneliness came before the greatest victory in history. If even Jesus experienced painful separation, why should we assume our own journey will be different? God never promised that everyone would stay. He promised that He would. Some closed doors are acts of mercy. There are relationships we desperately try to save, doors we fight to reopen, people we keep chasing long after God has released them. But sometimes, the closed door is not your enemy. It is your protection. If God showed you today every conversation, every betrayal, every compromise, every distraction that He quietly prevented, you might thank Him for every unanswered prayer. His silence does not mean abandonment. His removal does not mean punishment. It may simply mean He loves you too much to let the wrong people stand in the place reserved for His purpose. Trust the God who sees what you cannot. Right now, you may still feel the ache of losing someone. That pain is real. God never asks us to pretend it doesn't hurt. But faith allows us to believe something greater than our feelings. Our vision is limited. His vision is eternal. We see today's tears. He sees tomorrow's testimony. We see closed hands. He sees the new doors already waiting to open. Perhaps God isn't emptying your life. Perhaps He's making room for something you haven't imagined yet. Trust the shepherd who sees the path beyond the next hill, even when you cannot. Especially when you cannot. If people have been leaving your life recently, don't rush to call it failure. Ask God what He is preparing instead. Because throughout Scripture, God often removed before He restored, separated before He blessed, emptied before He filled. If this message encouraged your heart, leave a comment. I trust God's timing. And remember, the God who closes one chapter already knows how your next chapter begins. He has never stopped leading you.